This is Planet Music.
Welcome to Planet Music from the makers of Planet Marzipan.
In a streaming world, we're proud to be a podcast that celebrates the art of the album. Hello, welcome to Planet Music. I'm Meza. I'm here with my good friends.
Craig, who is now absolutely stuffed at Christmas with heroes and Maltesers.
There you go.
Turkey.
And
Gray. And I'm stuffed with Leberkuchen.
Easy for
bless you. Bless you.
Thank you.
And
That's cream for that.
Mikey,
hello, Mikey.
full of
Whoa.
Christmas cheer.
It's New Year, folks, but we're still doing the remains of our Secret Santa. So if you've listened to last week's episode, you'll know the format. We've got a couple more reveals to go, and I think Uncle Craig's going to find out what Secret Santa bought him now.
Yes.
Remember your
Uncle Amazon's been. I'd be disappointed if it isn't now. Ooh, now that was you. Duran, Danse Macabre. Ooh. Now, I actually have heard some of this, and I did like it. So, ooh, I bet that came from Mikey. I can tell from this thing.
That's another belter of an album, though.
It's good.
Yeah,
Good,
that came from Mikey. I thought, what's better way to celebrate Christmas than with a Halloween themed album?
Yeah, fair point, yeah.
There's reimagined versions of their own songs. There's cover versions on there. There has since been a deluxe version put out, which has got more tracks on, but I thought the original album was the way to go. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've had record store days or for petitions and all sorts. It is brilliant. Duran at their best. And who knows, if it goes down well, Craig, we might end up doing it for a future Halloween episode. Who knows?
Very good. Look forward to that.
Shame it wasn't Super Womble. That's coming. It is. It's
Oh,
Super
you never
Wombling.
know.
It's coming.
You
It's
never
coming.
know.
It's coming.
Okay, I've got the biggest box of the lot, which you
I heard
can't
that.
see because I've got the green screen on. I've got a big box from Amazon, haven't I, Santa Gray?
You have. Well, it's one of those let's kill the planet parcels, because the parcel's not as big, it's just the box.
Doing this with a dog perched on my lap as well. So, oh, of course, it's inside another box.
We've got to
Ooh.
protect it.
Ooh.
Does it say what it is on the outside?
It says the title of it. It doesn't say who it's by.
Oh, okay.
Tell us it's Debbie Gibson. Tell us it's Debbie Gibson.
Well, there's a prolific pop writer involved. Well, let's put it that way.
Oh, wow. Okay. It is. You can't see this.
Because it's
No,
the green
idiot.
cover.
There we go.
There you go.
It is Jeff Downes and Chris Braide live in England, DBA. Vinyl.
It's the Downs Braide Association, so they've got quite a long collaboration where they started off with a couple of EPs and what have you, then did some albums. I think they've got 4 or 5 albums out now.
Yeah.
And this is it's quite a downsized show, or that shows their music. And I got it for you because I know you like your prog, so you've got Jeff Downes, but I also know you're intelligent pop, so you sort of Toy Matinee and what have you. And Chris Braide's really that kind of writer. And this covers a lot of the stuff, but it's all not the versions that you're going to hear on the albums. It's a very sort of intimate style gig version.
And it's got David Longdon on there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. That's brilliant, mate. Thank you for that. Look forward to that. That's amazing.
And I think it's a coloured vinyl, actually. I think it might be white or something.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
It's got Video Killed the Radio Star on it as well.
Yeah, you might not be overly thrilled with that version, but
Well, reviews of those two coming up. Right, so you've heard the reveal of what Craig got from Secret Santa and what I got. So now we're going to talk. It's 2 days later. We're going to talk in depth about those albums. Craig, what did you get from Secret Santa?
From our secret Mikey Santa, I got Duran Duran's 2023 album, Danse Macabre.
Ah, spooky.
It is.
How was it?
Yeah, no, this is very, very interesting. I had heard because I think Danse Macabre, correct us if I'm wrong, Mikey, Danse Macabre was actually released as a single just before the album came out.
Yeah, I think they released 3 tracks. Most I think they were just all went to streaming services, but
Yeah,
Dance
yeah, yeah,
Macabre,
because
yeah,
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 because I remember hearing it, and I was a bit like, and I didn't really bother with the album. I think just stuff got in the way, things were happening, and it was just a case of like, because the no secret between me and Mikey is we do like Duran Duran. We've always had a soft spot for Duran Duran, and one of the funniest times of us going to a gig was Duran Duran at the Newcastle Arena, and there was a pile of us went, wasn't there? Me, Maggie, and Rob, and all the rest of it. There was about six
yeah,
or seven of us went
yeah.
at the start of the gig, all down the front. As you do for because who was it? The Goldfrapp was on. Was it Goldfrapp who were the support
Yes, it
for
was.
that
Yes,
one? Yeah.
yeah,
And then suddenly I just realised that all these men of a certain age had buggered off because they all needed the toilet, and I was the only man standing there. And by the time the Duranies came on, nobody came back for the rest of the gig. I was stuck near the front, just surrounded by girls of a certain age. Suffice to say, I had a very good evening. It was a top gig. But
yeah.
again,
That was
I digress.
2005 on the Astronaut tour. It
Oh,
was
Jesus,
it was really good, really good.
Christ on a bike. But anyway, yeah. So this is, I mean, they're calling it a Halloween themed album. It is they are selling it as an ultimate Halloween party, and this is the soundtrack to one of what would be a Duran Duran Halloween party. It was originally, I think the track list and stuff was originally based on one of the Christmas gigs that they did in America about a year beforehand.
All right.
Now, it's an odd concept because there's only one or two original songs on there. You've got some covers of older Duran Duran songs, and you have a majority of cover versions of, classic, what you would almost like Halloween party songs, almost. And it's a concept album, and I think this would make an absolutely intriguing, like, stage play performance a la Rocky Horror. Okay, I could imagine this the band playing this album through on stage with some fantastic visuals, but they would need somebody like Vincent Price to narrate like a story or something
Yeah.
in between it, because I'll mention a bit once I talk about the songs. But as a concept, it's really interesting. Personally, I think it would actually work better as a stage, as a live thing, as a whole concept, than just the album itself, because I think the album's a little bit, the production and the playing of the songs is sometimes a little bit all over the place. And I mean, you can tell, for instance, you've got like guest performers on, like Nile Rodgers on a couple of songs, and his bass work and stuff on it is absolutely amazing, and it would have actually benefited some of the other songs.
Did he not produce it?
For this,
Did he
I
produce
haven't,
it? Cos?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yes, he did. Only on the song he played on.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Beg your
Yes.
pardon. Yeah.
So no, he didn't. But I'll zip through the tracks. Night Boat, which should really be called Night Bus, shouldn't it? For because it's a very, very old
It's from the
Duran.
first Duran album, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. And it's a reworking of that, and I think it works really, really well as an opener. It sets the scene. It gets you in the mood for everything, and yeah, it's a great opener. The next song, Black Moonlight, I absolutely love this. This is an original song This is Nile Rodgers' track. The bass work and the stuff on this song, if you imagine Duran getting together with Nile Rodgers and doing their own almost version of Thriller, it's got that kind of feel to it, and it really, really could do with a Vincent Price kind of like start and end to it. But yeah, I think it's straight away one of my favorite tracks on the album. Love Voodoo follows this, which is a track from was this off the Wedding album?
It's from the Duran
album.
Yeah. I thought, that when you kind of think, I recognize this before I was like looking at it. It's different take on it. But yeah, it's very interesting. Track 4 is "Bury a Friend," which is a Billie Eilish cover, which I was not familiar with the song. I was not familiar with the song at all, and it's just his delivery on this changes throughout, and I wasn't really, I didn't really get the way that he does the performance on this.
Yeah, it starts off quite faithful to Billie's version, and then it goes off on one.
Yeah, but it's not one of my favorite tracks on. Then we're getting on to one of the covers of Supernature, and I love it. I think the covers on this, I mean, going back to, what year was it? Was it about 95 when Duran's did their cover versions album with White Lines and Perfect Day?
Yeah, been around by the time. Yeah,
I know about that, because I like the Duran's covers album for good or ill. I really enjoy it. And I like their interpretations when they do covers. Not that they do it that often, but I do like their interpretation. And this Supernature just works like really, really well.
It's closer to the Saron version than what Erasure pumped out.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, very much so. Then the other follows are by Danse Macabre, which is the other original track on it, and it fits well with this album. You get, as I think that the couple of like originals on here mold the rest of the album. They're
like kind of like a gelling hinging point, aren't they?
Yeah. They're like center points to it, and I do think that, to do a whole spoken word story within this album would have been brilliant. It would have been, explaining the party, explaining the whole reason d'etre to the album would have worked. I don't know whether that's something like that, whether it'd been considered or whether it would have put people off. But even if they'd done something similar to what the Murillos did with Radiation, where you had all the little bits of what you would say, like outtakes out, like spoken bits throughout, might have helped the flow on this. And then after that, you get Secret October 31st, which again is a reinterpretation of Secret October from one
Secret October was the Duran B-side, isn't it?
It's from the. I think it was only released.
Seven and the Ragged Ties.
Limited edition.
It's back from
2010 CD version, wasn't it?
So it's a deep delve. It's a proper deep delve into it. But onto one of my favorite songs of all time, thanks to the Muppets. Ghost Town, come over from the specials. I like the way that it's quite a faithful cover version of it.
It is, yeah.
And I think it works really, really well. Again, it all fits in with the kind of macabre theme. And then the odd one, which is a cover of Painted Back by the Stones. I don't think necessarily his voice works that well on this version.
Really?
Yeah,
I really like it.
I mean,
it. Looking at the song list, this just sticks out like a sore thumb. Painted Black. What the hell's that going on there?
Yeah, but if you listen to the version of it musically, where the songs pieced together, they don't jar too much, because it's a Halloween party soundtrack, essentially.
Well, you keep saying that, but I suppose I shouldn't give it a listen, really. But yeah,
Yeah,
But look at the other cover versions. Though the other cover versions,
Well, I know.
they all sit around the time of the Durani's first 2 or 3 albums, whereas this is a throwback, and
Yeah.
I think that's why it's so jarring.
Yeah, because everything's either late 70s or early
Supernature's
80s.
quite early, 77. Yeah. Sorry.
But,
As you were, Craig.
yeah, and then on to your Super Lonely Freak. I mean, this really works.
So
It's a bit of a mashup.
what's the Duran track called then? Lonely or something?
Lonely in Your Nightmare.
Oh right, yeah.
But as a mashup, it works. It really does. And again, there's some of these tracks though where and I think this is another one of them where it just needs a bit more bass. But you'll if you listen to it, you'll see some of the.
I can't imagine Super Freak without the bass.
It's got the bass in. I think if I'm right, the bass doesn't come through heavily until later on in the track.
Right.
Yeah, it's literally the last
About halfway.
Yeah, it's past halfway really. The first half of it's pretty much Lonely in Your Nightmare, and then it goes into Super Freak.
Right.
So it's still got that Rick James, vibey loop to it. It's just not all the way through.
Right.
Yeah. Another cover after this, which is a song that I wasn't particularly familiar with because I'm not a Susie and the Banshees song, which is Spellbound. And
What a song!
Yeah, it's
a good track.
It's an absolute corker. And one of my favorites after that is their version of Cycle Killer. It's great.
So what does Victoria DeAngelis do on it? Does she sing on it or does she play the bass?
I think she plays bass on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Confessions in the Afterlife, which is just a bookend track, really. It needs to be there. It finishes the album off quite nicely. But it's not one of the outstanding songs on the album for me. But I think as an experiment, it's a really, really clever album. And I think that if they did this on a tour as like a performance piece with things going on with visuals and with like, some narration and things and stuff like that, I think it'd be absolutely amazing.
So you're pleased
One of the
with
things
Secret Santas?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. What's that, Maggie?
I was going to say one of the things that I love about this album is the fact that both Andy Taylor and Warren Cucurullo came back into the fold.
Yeah.
Andy Taylor's on at least 3/4 of this, and he hadn't been on a Duran Duran album since Astronaut.
20
so you're
years,
talking, like 20 years. And Warren plays on Love Voodoo, which obviously he was on the Wedding album anyway.
Yeah.
And his guitar work was on the Danse Macabre track as well. And he hadn't been with the band since 2000's Pop Trash. So it was nice to get like 3 guitarists on one album, and I don't think it made it sound particularly odd or jarring between them. It just felt like, not every song, I have to say, I agree with Craig. I think the Fallen Down points are probably Bury a Friend and Painted Black. I think they're the 2 low points for me. But it felt like old Duran Duran. It was like Duran's back.
Yeah. And it's funny because I think if this album had came out about 10 years earlier, they probably would have milked the cover versions for radio a lot more in a different selling world. because I think that some of the like the dancey versions and stuff like that are really good, and they're crying out for some kind of remixes.
There is a deluxe version of this album, isn't there? Which they
There is.
reissued it a few months later with 3 bonus tracks. A version of ELO's "Evil Woman" being one of them.
Is it
It's
not an
okay.
instrumental version?
It's
Though?
not great.
I don't know. I don't think it's instrumental, is it?
No.
And then a dark phase version of, I presume it's New Moon on Monday, is it?
It is, yeah. It's okay. It's okay. The I think what happened was is they actually did a couple of gigs in America, which were just literally this album and a few encores. But um, in order to flesh the gig out, they had to come up with some more stuff. So basically, the following year, they put out the deluxe version of it. And for Record Store Day, they put out a vinyl Zoetrope with those bonus tracks on. But yeah, I agree with Craig. As an experiment, it was different, but still Duran Duran. And Nick Rhodes has actually said it's been the easiest album for them to record since their first debut album.
Yeah, wow.
I
Just
do
came
think
fast and
I do think as a performance piece, it would be really interesting to see as a gig.
Okay. Another hit from Secret Santa. Which leaves my Secret Santa, which is a good old vinyl. So thank you, Secret Santa Grey. It is the Downs Braide Association live in England on a very nice double green vinyl album.
Oh, so it is the limited edition green one.
It is green, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's from a gig, the very first gig that the Downs Braide Association ever played on the 28th of September 2018 at Trading Boundaries in East Sussex. Trading Boundaries is a pretty legendary venue for prog.
And furniture.
And furniture, yeah. Mr. H plays there regularly now as we're talking. He played there last week twice. I have never heard Downs Braide Association before, although I do know Chris Braide from the Producers album, which I love. And obviously I know Jeff Downs from Yes and from the Buggles. I'm a huge fan of the Drama album. It's probably my favourite Yes album, if I'm honest.
I'm with you on that one.
It's his work on there is amazing. The lineup for the gig is Jeff Downs on keyboards, Chris Braide on vocals, Andy Hodge on bass, Dave Colquhoun on lead guitar. There's no drummer on this, which is a slight negative for me because but I think the limitations of Trading Boundaries, it's not a massive stage there, so that may have been a deciding factor in it. At this point of their career, they'd put out 3 albums. And the most recent album when they played this gig was Skyscraper Souls, which they play all of side 2 of, which is, a Skyscraper Souls album features quite a lot of guest performers. I'm jumping ahead slightly. The intro to the album it's got a Roger Dean sleeve, and Roger Dean introduces the band on stage, and then they play the Skyscraper Souls title track, which is about 14 or 15 minutes long. A great way to start, but Chris's voice is just amazing. It's so clean and clear, and an incredible pitch on it as well. It's brilliant. It's really good. I mean, Jeff's playing is, as you'd expect, is off the charts. It's a really nice. I mean, that's the end. They go from there. They go into Machinery of Fate, and that's kind of the end of the first side. But that takes you about 20 minutes to get through those. And I think it's a really good opening. The other thing that I do love about this album is it's got the much missed David Longdon on it, because David Longdon guests on Skyscraper Souls, and he's a guest on the gig as well. David Longdon's got a fantastic voice, or had a fantastic voice, as we know. Side 2 of the record is Live Twice, Vanity, Suburban Ghosts, and then Chris Braide wanders off because Jeff gets to show off a bit. He does a version of Bolero, and then a purely instrumental version of Video Killed the Radio Star, where he asks the crowd to sing along. You can't hear him singing. So.
You can't hear them sing along at all, no, but it's an interesting take on it, isn't it?
Yeah. And from there, we go to Glacier Girl, which is a track from Skyscraper Souls. Angel on Your Shoulder, which is brilliant. It's almost a pop song, Angel on Your Shoulder. And then we're into sort of side 2 of Skyscraper Souls. So Tomorrow, which is the track featuring David Longdon, that is on YouTube. If you've never heard Downs Braide Association, go and find that track. It's called Tomorrow. It's absolutely gorgeous. It really is. And then on to Lighthouse and Skin Deep, and on to side 4, Darker Times, and the finale of Skyscraper Souls. This, 2018, he's only a year after John Wetton passed away, sadly.
That's right, yeah.
And Jeff talks about John before they play a version of Heat of the Moment and The Smile Has Left Your Eyes from the first Asia album, which pretty much true to the original arrangements, I would say.
I love that Smile Has Left Your Eyes. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's a good song, isn't it? It's a good song, and it's a Wetton. I didn't realize it's a Wetton solo, right? About Jeff Downs.
Oh no, I didn't know that. Yeah.
And then the last track is Dreaming of England, which is another Downs Braide Association track. I have to say, as I say, I've not heard them before. It's a fantastic record. It's a lovely, lovely pressing on green vinyl. There's a nice touch in the sleeve where it lists everybody who was at the gig. And I have to say, he won't be listening, but a big shout out to Steve Hammond, who's a mate of mine and was at the gig, and he's on the list. So, but yeah, I thank you very much, Gray. I've really enjoyed it. You obviously like this a lot.
Yeah. So I was one of the investor sort of members of Plain Groovy, that Chris Topham used to run as an album that's now available through a certain Burning Shed.
Yeah.
So I discovered DBA through that label. And when Chris was, so I bought a couple of I think I bought the first 2 or 3 albums up to Skyscraper Souls. And then when he was changing the label to, when Chris decided he couldn't run the label, couldn't afford the time anymore, and it went across and it was managed by, it's now managed by Burning Shed. He sold the stuff. He said, here's a list of the stock I've got to the investors. He said, if you want any of this, let me know and we can give you a good deal, X amount of it. So I basically bought everything they did.
Right.
Because I think the last one, maybe sometimes it's kind of sort of, I think you listen to some of the people that talk about it, it's like that law of diminishing returns. The more they do, the less you actually think of it. But those first 3 or 4 albums are stunning. And The Dreams of England, the last track, is an EP. It's just absolutely fantastic, and it's made me go and look at. So Chris Braide, obviously we know Jeff Downs with his Buggles and Asia and Yes and what have you, but Chris Braide is a pop songwriter, which is why there's a lot of pop sensibilities and some of these things. Yeah. But it's made me go and look at his solo stuff, and it also made me reassess the producers.
The producer's record is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Did it justify a 4-disc box set? Maybe not, but the record is brilliant.
Yeah, but I'm glad you liked it, and I hope you dig a little deeper into some of the other material.
Yeah, I think I will. I mean, there's now 5 studio albums. So Pictures of You, the first one, Suburban Ghosts 2015, Skyscraper Souls in 2017, Halcyon Hymns in 2021 and Celestial Songs in 2023. So, I should definitely have a dig into their back catalogue. There's a really nice article from Nick Shilton as well, which kind of fills one panel of the gatefold sleeve. So there's lots to read. It's a proper old school gatefold that you can have a read of, which is nice.
With Roger Dean artwork, I love it. It takes you back, doesn't it? It's like you sit there and pore over it while you're listening to the music.
Yeah, Jeff does appear to still have that blonde dead cat on his head, but that's life for you.
Yeah, he does.
But no, it's really nice. I'm really pleased with it, mate. Thank you very much for getting it.
My pleasure.
And I'm glad you didn't send this one to Craig, because I don't think he'd have got it. I was just looking at some of Chris Braide's songwriting credits. You know, he's won Best Original Composition with Hans Zimmer and Sia at the 2020 Music and Sound Awards, and the BMI Pop Award for the Most Performed Song of 2023, which is Unstoppable by Sia.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's got Beyonce writing credits. He did, what's that, The Velvet, Mark Almond's album, The Velvet, what was it called?
You're on your own here, mate.
He wrote a lot of that with Mark Almond, and he's done a load of really successful pop artists.
Yeah.
I don't know how the two of them got together. I don't know how it ended up with them working together. I'm just glad.
It's probably best not to ask.
But I'm really glad they did, because the DBA albums are really, really enjoyable.
Yeah.
And like you say, his voice is stunning.
It is. It's hard to describe, because it's not. I mean, he can sing pure pop, but it's not a pure pop voice. It's got something more to it. It's it's great. And Jeff Downs is he's brilliant, isn't he?
Yeah, very much so.
But yes, so that is our Secret Santa. What did you get for Christmas, folks? Did you get any music for Christmas? If so, please go to our Facebook group and talk about it, and we might get you on to review it, because we're going into the new year. We've got another round of albums to review. Thanks for the feedback that we've had so far. Some of it's good. Some of it is, what the hell are you picking these albums for? We'll continue to do that.
We'll continue to put the randomizer on.
Yeah, we've got some random stuff coming up. We've got some big classic albums coming up as well. So keep an eye out for those. I'm pretty sure I'll have to say it, and then we'll have to do it. So I think we've got a Welcome to the Pleasure Dome coming up soon, haven't we?
Relax.
Don't do it. Yes, all right.
Well,
amongst other things. But yeah, keep putting your suggestions.
Gilmore v. Waters.
Yes, we haven't done that one yet, have we? No, we need to do that. But thanks for listening this year. We do appreciate it. All that remains to be said is thank you very much to Mikey K.
Good night, everyone, and have a fantastic 2026.
Thank you very much, Mikey. Thank you to Graham Tennick.
thanks as always for having me, and I hope everyone has a wonderful new year.
Brilliant. Thank you, mate. Thank you, Faye Gouston.
Why, thank you, and Happy New Year. Hope everybody's hangover from last night isn't being too bad.
Yes. And go and see him, because the sale started, so you'll tell your bed. I would like, hey, don't start him.
Yeah, for once, Faye hasn't got the mattress sewn to the back.
I'd just like to join the guys in wishing you a very happy 2026. I hope it's everything you want it to be and more. Keep listening to the music, keep playing the albums. All that remains to be said is it's good night from me.
And a Happy New Year from me.
Take care.
Go on, Gray, you know you want to do it.
Stay alive.
Thanks for listening.
The Planet Music from the makers of Planet Marzipan.
If you like what you've heard, please like and subscribe, and maybe even join our Facebook discussion group.
You can contact us at planetmarzipanpodcast@gmail.com.